Another woman sexually abused you?
I think she was 16 at the time.
And how were you?
Maybe 7 or 8.
You have mental health issues?
Yeah.
What kind?
They told me I got bipolar, schizophrenia. I said, schizophrenia?
How do you feel about that?
I need to be bailed, but I didn't put myself in this position. I need to be bailed. I need some help.
Hello, this is Ask Pharmacist Tish, and I am in the beautiful city of Charlotte, North Carolina. And who's this beautiful lady I am having the pleasure of meeting today?
Shirley.
Shirley. How you doing, Miss Shirley?
How you doing?
Now, we're going to start the interview, but I want to ask first because I want to know what exactly do the homeless community need in Charlotte, North Carolina? It's not the fruits and vegetables, I thought. It's not, y'all have plenty of food and everything, right? So what is it that y'all need, especially as a woman? What do you need that you don't get enough of, you think?
Being under a roof and that you can turn the lock and be in there safe.
Okay.
Income, I have food stamps, but I don't have Medicare. I qualify for Medicare, but they're making it hard for me to get.
Okay.
They say I have to have insurance to get the Medicaid. It'll make it easier. That don't make no sense to me because I'm having difficulty. But income, money, so I can take care of myself. And don't put me in a facility where I have to deal with other people that's out of control. It's overcrowded.
Really? Really?
People that just don't care. You can see that they don't care for you. And then I have high blood pressure. So you're going to work up my nerves, so my pressure's going to go up.
Right.
So these things I personally need.
So how long you been in Charlotte?
I've been in Charlotte off and on since 1990.
Okay, 1990. What brought you to Charlotte, North Carolina?
My niece, was, I had to get out from where I was at in Concord, so I stayed with her for a while until she asked me to leave.
Now you're homeless, correct? How did you?
I got homeless since 2016 because of rent increase.
Wow. So
I got a notice in the mail saying that pay this amount or vacate.
And they gave you how much time to figure this out?
I think I had 30 days.
So how long you lived at this location before you had to leave? Was it like years, months?
Yeah, it was going on 11 years.
So tell me this, so how was your childhood growing up? Did you have your mom, your dad, your brothers or sisters? Or
dysfunctional.
How so?
Well, if I'm fighting my mother at age 12 years old thinking she's my sister, that's dysfunctional.
Why were you fighting her like
my grandmother never told me that my sister was my mother.
Okay. Have you been abused as a child?
Yeah.
What kind of abuse?
Sexual abuse.
By who?
The babysitter, the girl.
Another woman sexually abused you?
I think she was 16 at the time.
And how were you?
Maybe 7 or 8.
Really? How did she abuse you? Like this typical...
I don't want to discuss because it's nasty.
Okay, gotcha.
And then when I told my grandma, she said I was lying.
Wow. How did that make you feel when you confide into someone that you're being abused?
I didn't know how to express it as a child then, but I can express it now as a piece of shit.
And so, whether...
Worthless.
Wow. So did that kind of change your whole outlook on life, and how did you move through life, or?
I guess it messed me up mentally.
You have mental health issues?
Yeah.
What kind?
They told me I got bipolar, schizophrenia. I said, schizophrenia? They said, people dangerous. They said, you're not a dangerous kind. Wow.
How old were you when you were diagnosed with schizophrenia?
That was back in the 80s.
Really? And so what happened for them to die? Did you have an episode, or what happened?
No, they wanted me to get tested to see that I had bipolar.
Okay. Did something happen for you to be tested?
No, I was trying to get SSI for myself.
Gotcha. Disability.
Social service said I had gaps in my work history.
Okay. What kind of work did you do?
Huh?
What kind of work did you do?
I did manual labor a lot.
Did you graduate from high school?
I graduated, but I don't think I'm at the 12th grade level because my principal told me I was in college material, and that messed me up too. And I worked hard to get A's and B's. And if you didn't get A's and B's in my grandmother's house, you got an ass whooping.
Okay, so you had a, you were brought up dysfunctional, but your grandmother still made sure you went to school. Did you have everything you like, food? You have shelter?
Everything I needed, but
it's just over the function.
I think she was dysfunctional. She told me one time she burned her children's hand on the jet of the stove when it was fire, not electrical back then.
Right, gas.
Because they were playing with her food. I said, wow. I would sit down and talk to them. Say, I don't have food for you to play with. You eat your food. If you don't want it, I'll put it aside for you. You don't burn nobody's child. You don't burn your child's hand.
Right.
You're gonna mess them up in their head.
Right. So
a child could become a fire starter once you do something like that to that child. And I'm not no psychiatrist, but you know, I'm still trying to figure out what makes most of these people tick out here.
Yeah. So tell me this. So why did your principal tell you that you're not college material? And but you graduated from high school.
Didn't even know I was in special ed. Then when my grandmother died, I found out that she was an Eastern Star. So Eastern Star marries a Mason.
Okay.
They keep secrets.
Okay.
My grandma used to say, quote all the time, what goes on in my house stays in my house. Don't you get that from Vegas? What goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Well, you don't need to be an Eastern Star to hear that in the South. It's understood.
I was wearing the star around my neck. Thought it was, you know, something that you do.
Right.
And me and my niece would say, oh, we should become Eastern Star. Then we would find out what it was.
The secrets.
God let me lose that little
necklace.
trinket.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
Right.
You raised up in the church, you don't do that.
So you were raised up in the church?
Raised up in the church.
What kind of church? Like, what kind of church? Like Baptist?
Uh-huh. We used to go to Brooklyn Tabernacle in Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
Then we went to Holiness of Prayer, so we were bouncing all over the place.
Right.
And I used to go secretly to Catholic church and, you know, light the candle, say my prayers before I go to school.
Why did you?
Grandma didn't never knew that. I figured that was my business. I wasn't doing anything wrong. I'm going into the church, right?
What made you do that? What happened in your life where you figure you need to go to?
I need to be a little secretive too.
Like, how many children do you have?
I have just 2.
Okay, and how old were you when you had your first baby?
I think when I had her, I had just turned 20.
Okay, so you had your children started pretty late.
So I think Annie Day was 9 years apart.
Okay, so you had one child, and 8, 9 years later, you had another one.
My grandma said I was tricked into having him.
And what does that mean exactly?
I have no clue. I've still never tried to figure out my grandma. I used to try to run from this woman. I'm downstairs, and she's saying, Shirley, where you at? I'm downstairs.
Uh-huh.
Come up here. I ain't going to eat you. If I was going to eat you, I would eat you a long time ago. Where's all this coming from?
So let me ask you this. How long did the abuse going on with your babysitter? How long did that last?
I can't tell you because I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
But I know when
it was years, one time?
No, it wasn't years, because when she did find out, she snatched me out of that woman's scale.
Right.
Oh, so it was a big blow up.
Oh, really? So your grandmother did toss it up because of that?
So I wound up being babysitted by my uncles. They was a better babysitter than her.
Okay, so that's the only time you were sexually abused?
Yeah, and then my grandma locked me in the closet with a padlock, so I'm scared of the dark. I got a lot of phobias.
Why did she...
Don't ask me. Don't ask me. I guess it was control. Okay. Why would you lock a child in the closet?
How old?
Had to have been young, about 6 or 7 maybe.
Right. So she was...
no cigarettes.
So she's trying to...
Get this money, man.
That's what I was telling you.
I say it's control.
Yeah.
Right. So she was trying to protect you the way she know how, but it destroyed you mentally.
I just called.
They asked her, was you teaching her or was you drilling her?
Okay.
Because they asked me the same question about my daughter. Is you teaching her or is you drilling her? And I kind of like did the same thing with my grandma, but see, my grandma would threaten me with a belt. I didn't threaten my children with belts and extension cords.
So you are physically abused?
Yeah.
Now, was it, you felt like, but you thought it was this punishment, but it was actually abuse?
Well, when I went to a different church and that was a blow up, I wanted to go to another church, with the Brooklyn Tabernacle, where they had more young people.
Right.
And I told the usher, and the usher said, baby, that don't sound like your grandma is saved. That sounds like abuse to me.
What made you tell them that? That you were getting hit with it?
I was close to her. She was a kind of grandmother figure.
Got you.
And I confided in her. I needed somebody to release, all the stuff that I was storing inside.
Right.
They say I was tense. When it comes down to education, they told my grandmother she was fidgety and she couldn't keep still.
They were saying that about you?
Yeah. The school told her
right.
I was fidgety, and that's why I had problems learning because I couldn't keep still. I had I couldn't concentrate.
Really?
Just like now. Today, I have trouble concentrating when I'm plagued with a lot of problems that I can't face. And I'm praying to God, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to need to give a break. I love you, but I need to give you a break because I feel like I'm praying to you and you're not answering me.
Right.
Like Jesus said, why have you forsaken me? But he says he loves us.
Right.
But look at all this stuff. And my boyfriend tell me, this is the richest country.
Right, it is.
You can't prove that to me. And
right.
they claim that Fort Knox is empty. So, and the nice man telling me most of our stimulus went to this other country to bail them out.
How do you feel about that?
I need to be bailed out, but I didn't put myself in this position. I need to be bailed out. I need some help.
Right. So how did you, I'm sorry. All right, we took a break. Have you ever been in prison?
No, I've been to jail one time.
Why?
It's with family thing.
Gotcha.
It's just an arrest and communicating threats. I have not did that since. But that was with family member. I thought that should have went to family court since it was a family matter situation. I didn't want nobody on the streets or anything like that.
So let me ask you this. You lived with your daughter and your son-in-law at one point?
Yeah, at one point we didn't get along. So
even with your own daughter?
No.
What was the problem that you all couldn't get along? Just
she wanted to put her hands on me and I wouldn't let her. So I said I got to go.
Your own daughter put her hands on you?
She tried to hit me.
Why?
I'm going up the steps, she's swinging at me.
Wow. Well, it's better to have peace outside the home than to have trouble in the home. So what do you want to tell the community of Charlotte? Because, you know, it's a beautiful city. It's so much money out here. Right.
Getting people to help me. You going to give me a tent to live in. And everywhere I go, people say, you got to leave. You got to leave. Harassing the bathroom. I gotta leave, Harris Teeter. I'm harassed everywhere I go, and I'm not even doing anything.
Right.
So I'm not crazy about Charlotte anymore. I'm not in love with Charlotte. Charlotte is a city of people. I'm not in love with this city. I'm in love with people. But if people don't know how to act towards me and acting crazy, want to spit on me, want to take my phone, I'm going to go in another direction.
Who spits on you? Who takes?
I was at Harris Teeter one time, and the young man asked the white lady, Caucasian lady, may I use your phone? I should have took her advice when I heard it came out of her mouth. She said, no, you can't use my phone. I said, I ain't got no minutes, which I didn't lie. I didn't have any more minutes. I should have said what she said, so it would get through to him. Register. I don't have, no, I'm not going to let you use my phone. I don't know you. You can run off with my phone. Then I ain't got no phone.
At Harris Teeter.
Right.
A nice fancy.
Get up and get the security guard. He said, I ought to take your phone. I ought to spit on you. I said, wait a minute. I ain't did nothing to you. I don't even know you.
And is this a homeless person or?
Another homeless person.
Wow.
So we got homeless crime on, you know what I'm saying? Crime on crime. Right. We got homeless attacking homeless.
Basically, say again, what do you need? You need a job, you need housing, you need mental health therapy. What do you need? I
would like to get all of those things that you said, but I would need to be inside first, to be stable inside first. I can't.
You want protection and stability.
I can't do that from out here. The last time I went to the emergency room, they said they would have me do outpatient. Okay. But I need to be stable inside to do outpatient. I can't do outpatient and be out here.
What do you need outpatient for? I know you said something about you had a lot of pain because of the rain or something, or...
Being out here since 2016, I called the emergency room one time just for pain. Because it was like maybe in the 30s degrees, and it was cold. I had a plastic bag over my leg and everything. And it wasn't helping. I was screaming at this. I said, that's how cold I was.
Wow.
So they asked me, was you calling us because you're cold or you in pain? I am in pain. That's why I'm calling you. And they let me sit in the emergency room Didn't get seen until the next morning. Been sitting there for about 12 hours or so. Been sitting there.
Wow. Well, I appreciate you so much. And, you know, hopefully, you know, we can make a change and, you know, help out your situation.